Breaking news, this just in. Celsius is preparing for a potential bankruptcy. Coinbase is tightening the screws on withdrawals that are going to start kicking off in the Netherlands on June 27th. But while that is happening, other exchanges like Crypto.com and Binance.com are expanding in a big way. Also, crisis is opportunity. And while some people are really struggling, others are scooping in to be able to capitalize on this opportunity, like FTX, who is making loans to some of the people who are in big trouble, and Goldman Sachs, who's potentially looking to buy Celsius's distressed assets in case of a bankruptcy. So let's dive straight into this week's news wrap-up. By the way, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing down below and clicking that notification bell. If you do find this valuable and you like these updates also, please smash the like button. It helps the video get out to more people. On top of that, if you want to get on my email list, first link in the description down below, where you can also find the links to Instagram, Twitter, and our free public Telegram channel in that description box down below. Alright, so in last week's news update, we've been covering the story of Celsius, who has locked withdrawals, a big lending platform, who apparently could be insolvent, allegedly having a lot of problems, and they halted withdrawals. So there are definitely issues there. And there are also these headlines going around, for example, to be able to hire advisors to prepare for a potential bankruptcy. So we still don't know how bad the situation is. We really don't know in how much trouble Celsius really is. How much funds they have, how much funds they owe, we don't know that yet. So hopefully over the coming weeks and months we will get more clarity on that, but for now it is still a developing story. Then what we have is something that has angered some members in the crypto community, where Coinbase is now apparently going to start changing the way you can do withdrawals and requiring a lot more information for each specific withdrawal. So according to this post on Twitter, this additional information is required every time you're going to make a withdrawal. You're going to need to provide the recipient's full name, the purpose of the transfer of the withdrawal, and the recipient's residential address. So that is really dialing it up, and not a lot of people that I know would want to give all this information for every single transfer. That really makes things annoying. And apparently, according to Coinbase here too, is that this is going to start on June 27th. So apparently this is only starting in the Netherlands. I'm not sure if it's in any other countries, but we can assume that if this is going to happen in the Netherlands for Coinbase, that it is probably going to start happening in different countries and maybe in future with different exchanges too. So please do understand how this works. Regulation is coming, it's inevitable, but it really means that if you do want more control over your cryptocurrency and you want to avoid having to deal with all this information that give it out, that means you basically should be keeping your cryptocurrency on a wallet that you control and not on an exchange. I've obviously been saying that for years already. You know the saying, not your keys, not your coins. And ultimately, if this does come into effect, it doesn't mean you can't withdraw, but it means you need to start giving a lot more information. So whether or not you like that, leave a comment down below actually with your thoughts on this. Would this stop you from using Coinbase, for example, if they implement this? Or do you not care and are you happy to provide the information? Would be interesting to know where everybody stands. So every crisis is an opportunity, as they say. So while there are people going bankrupt, having severe issues, and running out of funding, maybe insolvent, there are other big players who are ready to capitalize on that and buy their assets or claim equity in these big businesses now during the times when things are tough, to be able to really reap those benefits when things get good again. So for example, Goldman Sachs is now leading an investor group that's trying to raise money to be able to buy Celsius assets in case of a potential bankruptcy, meaning that, you know, if there is an option to be able to buy cheap assets from Celsius because they're going under and having some sort of fire sale, that Goldman wants to create some sort of fund or raise some sort of capital to be able to buy that. We also have FTX, the big exchange, and Sam Bankman-Fried, who's basically stepping in all sorts of different industries. For example, they are lending $500 million to Voyager, the platform over here, who is also having liquidity and maybe solvency issues. Then we also have, for example here, the Bahamas-based firm agreed to acquire Canadian crypto exchange Bitvo for an undisclosed sum. You tend to see this in many industries. When things get difficult, the bigger players keep getting bigger because they have the resources, they have the funds, they have the strategy, they have a long-term vision, and in this case it seems like FTX has all of those things and is looking to expand as the smaller fish are having trouble, meaning that, they might be able to actually acquire stakes in different platforms that could end up being really, really profitable again down the line in future bull runs. For example, here also, Bitcoin billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried bails out embattled crypto firms BlockFi and Voyager. So also, BlockFi, you can see over here, they agreed to provide crypto lender BlockFi with a $250 million revolving credit facility. So again, while all these platforms and exchanges are having liquidity issues and are really in trouble as a result maybe of mismanagement or under planning, bad strategy, not expecting such a deep bear market, fallout from the 3 Arrows Capital Fund blowing up, who knows, etc., they're all in trouble, and FTX and Sam seem to be having those resources to be able to step in and to be able to acquire there or put themselves in a better position for when the bull market comes back. Then what's interesting to see also is that Sam actually put out a tweet earlier today where he said the crypto bear market will be better for having been abrupt, but the credit crash will be brutal for having been drawn out for over a year and slowly sapping away consumer confidence day by day. So people are speculating on this. What does he mean? Why did he write this in past tense? Like the crypto bear market will be better for having been abrupt, meaning, it is already finished. Has it crashed already? And is the bottom in or not? People are speculating on that. I don't know what it means. You can make up your mind, but it's interesting to see him tweet this. And while some platforms and some exchanges are having real big issues, insolvency issues, and may actually go bankrupt and never recover again, other platforms and other exchanges are actually growing and doing very, very well. So, for example, Crypto.com has just scored approval from the Singapore finance regulators, and they will get a major payment institution license from the country's top financial regulator. So that is another big move forward for Crypto.com. Binance has also been making massive moves lately, where they have recently launched a new platform for VIP and institutional investors. So the exchange's release of the Binance Institutional aligns with CEO CZ's commitment to expand and hire during the bear market. Binance has also just kicked off a partnership with Cristiano Ronaldo. This is obviously big news, and especially considering how many followers Cristiano has on social media and how well known he is. I can play this here for you for a second.
I'm delighted to announce my partnership with Binance. Together, we are going to change NFT game and take football to the next level. And this is just the beginning.
So this is actually really, really cool, because you would assume that Cristiano is not just going to put his name on a partnership with a crypto exchange if there is anything dodgy going on there, or if there wouldn't be a future for crypto or for the exchange or for NFTs like he's saying. So this is obviously something that I think for the long term is going to help bring in a lot more people into the crypto space. And then finally, there is still continuously money being raised, hundreds of millions at a time. Actually, this case, just have this one example here, but there's more and more stories every single week of, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, more than that, even being raised every single week. So Prime Trust has raised 107 million with eyes on crypto IRA and tokenized asset products. So again, there's still a lot of money, a lot of development happening in the space. And even as we are in this bearish market with these bearish prices and these big drawdowns approaching, 70, 80% for Bitcoin and 80, 90, maybe even 95% for a lot of these altcoins, the market is far from dead. There's a lot of activity, there's a lot of acquisitions happening. Smaller players are falling out, bigger players are getting bigger, acquiring the smaller players. So overall, there's still a lot of activity in the space, which inevitably at some point will lead likely to another major bull run in the crypto markets. So that is it for this week's wrap up of the weekly news. Please do smash that like button if you did enjoy this video, if you like this kind of content that I'm making for you here on the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe.